about his own glad footing around.
In the glamorous world of Hollywood, where dazzling stage lights conceal many secrets, not every star dares to live authentically, especially black lesbian actresses who face not only racial prejudice, but also bias against their sexual orientation. A part of them is forced to remain hidden, because in this industry, admitting the truth can be the fastest path to downfall. But not everyone accepts living in the shadows forever. Some have chosen to be open, daring to face the fierce storms of public opinion. Their inner battles, secret relationships, and courageous decisions, all of these lie hidden behind the silver screen, unknown to most. And the 17 stories I'm about to share will reveal those profound, hidden corners of the lives of black lesbian actresses. 17. Nina Mae McKinney, a radiant star with a buried love secret. Nina Mae McKinney, the first black actress recognized in Hollywood, shook the film industry with her role as Chick in Hallelujah, 1929. She became an icon of breakthrough in an era dominated by racial and gender prejudice. But few know that Nina Mae McKinney was a woman of many contradictions in her life. In 1931, after the resounding success of Hallelujah, McKinney's name was famous everywhere, but the price of fame was steep. Rumors about her lesbian relationship with actress Pepe Lederer, a member of Hollywood's infamous Sewing Circle, a group of queer women, began to spread. The press at the time relentlessly exploited her forbidden romance, forcing McKinney to face a cruel choice: protect her career or live true to herself. Under pressure from the film industry, particularly major studios like MGM, McKinney was forced to marry jazz musician Jimmy Monroe in 1930, a completely sham marriage. Her life became a performance, where all true emotions and relationships had to be concealed. On the outside, she seemed to have it all: a career, fame, and a good husband. But behind it was a shattered soul. The marriage lasted only 3 years, ending in cold indifference, like a role-playing game she never truly joined. The mounting pressure and stress of not being able to live authentically led McKinney to gradually step back from Hollywood's spotlight. In the mid-1930s, she sought refuge in Europe, performing in clubs, but still unable to escape the isolation tied to her lesbian identity. Nina Mae McKinney's career faded into obscurity. She lived like a recluse in her own world, and her once bright fame slowly dimmed. Though her talent was undeniable, McKinney's life was a tragedy of endless inner conflict. Behind the glamour was a woman who paid too high a price, not just for her career, but for her personal happiness. Her final years in Europe were filled with unfulfilled dreams, as loneliness and isolation kept her from finding peace. Nina Mae McKinney passed away on May 3, 1967, carrying her secret loves and the pain of never living as her true self. 16. Lorraine Hansberry, a genius. Playwright with a soul held captive, Lorraine Hansberry, one of the 20th century's pioneering playwrights and stage actresses, is widely known for her monumental work, A Raisin in the Sun. But few know that behind her sharp prose was a life of struggle, not only against racial prejudice, but also with secrets about her sexual orientation. In 1953, Lorraine Hansberry married Robert Nemiroff, a white man, but it was merely a way to conceal her relationships with women like Thelma Gordon and others in the queer community. This marriage became a facade, a price she paid to protect her career and avoid the scrutiny of a conservative society. Inside that home, Lorraine's life was like a tragedy, as her personal dreams clashed with the rigid standards of the outside world. In the early years of her marriage, tension arose not only from the differences between two people, but also from the secrets Lorraine had to keep. Her love for women and her desire to live authentically were things she couldn't reveal in that era. Emotional storms and torment haunted her daily. Though she maintained the image of a typical wife, Lorraine couldn't escape the inner turmoil of hiding a part of herself. A fierce activist in the Black civil rights movement, the lack of personal freedom gradually pushed her into despair. The 1960s saw Lorraine Hansberry's career reach its peak, but it was also when personal pressures and stress plunged her heart into its darkest corner. Soon after, her secret found its way to light. When Nemiroff stumbled upon letters Lorraine sent to The Ladder, a magazine where she expressed her longing for a free, unmonitored life, their marriage became nearly irreparable. The truth came out under the judgmental eyes of even her closest family and friends. In 1964, as breast cancer struck, she fought not only the disease, but also the isolation from family and friends who couldn't accept her sexual orientation. After a year of courageous battle, Lorraine Hansberry passed away on January 12, 1965, at just 34, carrying unfulfilled aspirations and secrets never fully understood. Yet she left behind a towering literary legacy, a powerful voice for equality and freedom. Her works endure, and A Raisin in the Sun stands as a reminder of a woman who lived fully for her art, even if her personal life never reached the fulfillment she longed for. 15. Stormé Delarverie, the Stonewall Warrior. Forgotten by history's tragedy. Stormé Delarverie is one of the names that changed the history of the LGBTQ+ movement, a renowned drag performer and passionate activist. She became a living icon in the fight against racial and gender discrimination in the 1950s and 1960s. In the 1950s, Stormé Delarverie was a star of the Jewel Box Revue, a famous drag show. However, fame didn't always bring good fortune. In 1957, while performing as a male drag king, Delarverie was arrested in New York for cross-dressing, wearing men's clothing, making her the center of a shocking scandal. The press relentlessly labeled her a strange woman, mocking her differences. The incident was a major blow to her career, costing her numerous performance contracts. To survive, Stormé turned to working as a bouncer at lesbian bars, where silent struggles over personal identity continued. In 1969, when the fight for gay rights erupted, Stormé Delarverie sparked the Stonewall riots. At the Stonewall bar, when police attacked, she fought back fiercely, showing unstoppable courage. Yet, as a black woman, she never received the recognition she deserved from the queer community. The feeling of being sidelined in the very movement she pioneered left Delarverie living in loneliness for the rest of her years. Despite being an icon in the LGBTQ+ movement, her personal life was filled with hardships. Her long-term relationship with her partner Diana was not accepted by Diana's family, forcing Stormé to endure rejection, even in love. Her final years were shrouded in darkness, as she never received the recognition she deserved. When she passed away on May 24, 2014, many remembered her name only faintly in history. Her unrecognized career, unaccepted love, Stormé Delarverie, despite her immense contributions to changing the world, lived her final years in solitude. Her story is a tragedy of a pioneer cast aside by a societal system, though she deserved so much more. 14. Wanda Sykes, comedy star facing a storm of personal turmoil. Wanda Sykes, the celebrated comedian and star of hit series like Curb Your Enthusiasm and Blackish, stands out not only for her acting talent, but also for her courage in publicly coming out as a lesbian. However, the path to that freedom was far from easy, filled with turbulent storms and deep wounds. Before coming out as a lesbian in 2008, Wanda Sykes endured a marriage to music producer Dave Hall from 1991 to 1998. Throughout those years, she lived with inner conflict, hiding her true self to protect her image and career in the entertainment industry. To the world, she appeared to have a happy family, but Sykes herself couldn't find happiness. The guilt and stress of living a lie grew heavier in a life where she couldn't love freely and authentically. Everything changed in 2008 when Wanda Sykes joined a rally supporting same-sex marriage in Las Vegas. There, she boldly came out as a lesbian and revealed her marriage to Alex Niedbalski. In that moment, she shed the painful facade she had built over years. But this decision didn't make her life easier. A segment of the conservative black community, along with some fans and colleagues, couldn't accept this change, forcing Sykes to face harsh waves of criticism from those who didn't understand her reasons for coming out. The media storm was just the beginning. She received a barrage of threatening letters from opponents of same-sex marriage. These threats targeted not only her career, but also her personal safety. To protect herself, Wanda Sykes had to increase security, hiring bodyguards and living in constant anxiety, even in her sleep. However, the greatest tragedy wasn't the public criticism, but the rift within her own family. Sykes's mother, whom she deeply loved and respected, couldn't accept her daughter's same-sex relationship. Family interactions became strained with hurtful words, and she lacked support from those closest to her. This was the harshest test of her love. Yet Wanda Sykes didn't falter. She stood firm in her decision and continued living authentically while advancing her career. Her tragedy reflects the story of millions of queer people who must fight not only society, but also their own families, where acceptance is often hard to find. Her career has grown stronger, but the cost of living true to herself is an ongoing battle, marked by deep, lasting wounds. 13. Tichina Arnold, screen star with a love secret that peaked in a shocking scandal. Tichina Arnold, renowned for her roles in Martin and Everybody Hates Chris, has not only succeeded on screen, but also drawn attention with her tumultuous personal life. Her career was heavily impacted by personal scandals, from failed marriages to coming out as a lesbian in a society rife with prejudice. For years, Tichina Arnold lived in facade relationships. She married Laren Ronald in 1992, but the marriage lasted only 3 years, ending in deep pain when her husband discovered the truth about her identity. Later, she married Rico Hines in 2012, but this relationship also fell apart in 2016 due to a love triangle conflict. No one expected that both husband and wife were in love with the same woman. That same year, a shocking scandal erupted. A sensitive video of Tichina Arnold with the other woman was leaked. The incident spread rapidly online, with many believing it was an act of bitter revenge by her ex-husband Hines after their divorce. The media storm hit hard, forcing Arnold to face intense public criticism and immense pressure from fans. Her life became chaotic, swept up in scrutiny and malicious gossip. But the ordeal didn't end there. In 2019, Tichina Arnold came out as a lesbian. She admitted to living in secrecy for too long, hiding her true self out of fear of harm and prejudice. This decision marked a major turning point in her life, but it was also a grueling battle, especially when facing her family, particularly her mother, who strongly opposed it. Coming out was a breakthrough, but it came with deep wounds. In the conservative black community, where such matters remain taboo, Arnold wasn't easily accepted. Despite her relentless fight to live authentically, the criticism and sense of being sidelined left lasting scars. Both her career and personal life endured fierce storms from the public. Tichina Arnold is not only a courageous woman standing against prejudice, but also a living testament to the ceaseless fight for acceptance. Her story is a modern tragedy, where someone sacrifices so much to live as themselves, whether a star, an actress, or simply an ordinary person in a society full of bias and discrimination. 12. Tessa Thompson, bisexual star, facing waves of criticism and shocking love. Life secrets. Tessa Thompson, celebrated for her role as Valkyrie in Thor: Ragnarok, made a profound impact with her acting talent. In 2018, during a buzzworthy interview with Wonderland magazine, she came out as bisexual and revealed her relationship with Janelle Mone. However, reaching the decision to announce this shocking news came after a long struggle. Before coming out, Tessa Thompson lived in the shadows of her true self, like many stars in the entertainment industry. When she acknowledged her relationship with Janelle Mone, attention immediately turned to her previously private life. Thompson didn't want to be labeled as lesbian or bisexual, choosing instead to avoid clear definitions of herself. This decision sparked fierce controversy, particularly within the queer community, with some accusing her of being vague or even exploiting her queer identity for attention. The controversies didn't stop there. In 2019, when paparazzi caught Thompson being intimate with another woman, rumors of a breakup with Monet spread rapidly. Her public relationship became a focal point of criticism, with malicious comments and scrutiny escalating. Tessa Thompson, a Black and queer star, was no longer just a symbol of freedom and courage. Instead, she became a victim of privacy invasion, where every move was watched and every relationship was dissected. Despite facing criticism and turmoil, Tessa continued to build a strong career, embraced by audiences who valued her talent. What Tessa endured reflects the harsh reality of the entertainment industry, where stars face not only public doubt, but also intense pressure from their own communities. For Black and queer artists especially, they must fight against racial prejudice and endure scrutiny over their sexual orientation. Thompson's refusal to label herself was not just personal rebellion, but an effort to live authentically in a world where courage sometimes leads to loneliness and isolation. The cost of freedom is an endless battle with the public, media, and even the community she openly aligned with. 11. Josephine Baker, dance floor icon with same-sex love buried under the pressure of fame. Josephine Baker, the internationally renowned Black dancer and actress, was one of the first African stars to break barriers in the entertainment industry. But her life was a heartbreaking tragedy where stage glamour always came with the shadow of secrets. Throughout the 1920s to 1940s, despite her dazzling success, Baker lived in turmoil, hiding her bisexual lesbian identity to protect her career and public image. Baker found love and passion in same-sex relationships with notable women like Colette and Frida Kahlo. However, in the deeply conservative society and harsh racial prejudice of the time, she couldn't openly acknowledge these relationships. To maintain her shining star image and international career, Baker had to conceal a vital part of her heart. In 1937, she married French businessman Jean Léon to create a cover for her queer identity. This loveless marriage was an exhausting arrangement, forcing Baker to live two lives at once. On the surface, she played the loving, sweet wife. Deep down, she yearned to live true to her burning emotions. Such a life was not only stressful, but layered with pain. In 1941, a shocking scandal erupted when French newspapers began spreading rumors about Baker's forbidden romances. Her same-sex love became a topic of gossip, severely damaging her reputation. The media whispered about the strangeness in her love life, and ultimately, Baker was forced to leave Paris, partly out of fear that investigations could derail her career. Despite her undeniable success and deserving a happy life, Baker was never free in love. She sacrificed too much to keep shining under the spotlight. Her same-sex relationships and true love remained hidden, never able to flourish in a society unready to accept her. The price Josephine Baker paid was loneliness, pretense in relationships, and a life never fully lived as herself. Until her passing on April 12, 1975, she carried her secret loves and ununderstood pain. 10. Gladys Bentley, legendary blues singer with a tragedy of betraying herself in the shadows. Gladys Bentley, a radiant star of the 1920s and 1930s, shook the music and theater world during the Harlem Renaissance. She captivated audiences with her unique performance style as an openly male drag blues singer, earning admiration at venues like New York's Clam House. In 1931, she shocked the world by holding an unofficial wedding with a woman, boldly revealing her lesbian identity in a deeply prejudiced era. Though her career was at its peak, the cost of this act was immense. When the McCarthy-era's witch hunts targeted suspected homosexuals in the 1950s, Bentley faced terrifying changes in her personal life. In 1952, in a sensational article in Ebony magazine, Bentley claimed she had cured her lesbianism through hormone therapy and publicly married a man, Charles Roberts. This was a massive shock to the queer community, especially her fans, who saw her change to fit society. Many criticized her as a traitor, abandoning her true identity to protect herself from the anti-LGBTQ+ storm. In reality, her marriage to Roberts was a facade. Bentley still loved women, but fear of societal pressure forced her to bury her true feelings in darkness. Gladys Bentley's life sank into loneliness and obscurity. She lived in a cage of her own making, while her once glorious music career became a distant memory. The sense of loss and self-betrayal haunted her, making each day an endless nightmare. Until her passing on January 18, 1960, she never dared to live true to herself again, forever carrying those painful secrets. It's a tragedy that such a brilliant talent had to forsake herself to survive in a society unready to accept difference. Today, her name still resonates in song, but it also raises haunting questions about the price a star pays when deceiving audiences and herself. 9. Patina Miller, resilient Broadway star, facing a cruel storm of criticism. Patina Miller, a standout stage and screen star known for roles in Pippin and Madame Secretary, faced turmoil that overshadowed her illustrious career. In 2018, she came out as a lesbian, married Lauren Bastian, and bravely acknowledged their relationship. However, this decision unleashed a cascade of tragedy. Before coming out, Miller hid her sexual orientation, fearing it could severely impact her Broadway career, where Black actors face immense pressure to maintain a flawless, unblemished image. Same-sex relationships, especially in religious Black communities, are often deemed sinful, and any public disclosure could end a career. When she found the courage to speak about her love, severe consequences swiftly followed. Her relationship with Lauren Bastian quickly became a target of harsh criticism from her family and friends in the religious Black community. Those she trusted to support her fiercely opposed her. Beyond that, she faced mockery from colleagues. Negative comments flooded social media, and articles condemned her for living authentically, leaving Miller feeling abandoned in the industry she had devoted years to. But the real tragedy went beyond harsh words. When Patina and Lauren welcomed their daughter in 2018, the pressure intensified. Opposition escalated fiercely. Discriminatory comments from the public and media forced her to fight relentlessly to protect both her career and family. As a mother, she also had to shield her daughter from society's prying eyes and cruel words. Despite the challenges, Patina Miller stood firm in defending her love. She refused to let anyone shake her belief in true love, even when it faced countless trials. 8. Ruby Dandridge, Hollywood's mother with same-sex love, buried in pain. Ruby Dandridge, a renowned radio and film actress, shone brightly on stage, but in the shadows, she hid her same-sex love for years. As the mother of Dorothy Dandridge and a member of Hollywood's famed Sewing Circle, her queer relationships were kept strictly secret. In 1940, a shocking scandal disrupted her quiet life. A newspaper suddenly published stories about mysterious late-night parties at Ruby's home, subtly hinting at her unofficial relationships with women in the queer community. Her world reeled, and to save her career and reputation, she publicly emphasized her marriage to Cyril Dandridge, despite their long divorce. This was merely a ploy to hide the truth, as her heart truly belonged to Geneva Williams, a Black female musician with whom she shared a long, passionate relationship. But Ruby's tragedy wasn't just in hiding herself, it was the profound loneliness. Her relationship with her daughter Dorothy grew strained as Dorothy couldn't accept her mother's sexual orientation. Ruby lived in fear of societal discovery, while her career suffered from unshareable secrets. Until her passing on October 17, 1987, she carried the pain and buried love forever in darkness. 7. Lena Waithe, queer star, facing a shocking divorce and relentless criticism. Lena Waithe, the acclaimed actress and writer known for Master of None and The Chi, has navigated countless storms in both her career and personal life. In 2018, Lena Waithe stunned the world by coming out as a lesbian. A few years later, in 2019, she married Hollywood executive Alana Mayo in a private San Francisco courthouse wedding. However, their happiness lasted only 2 years. Soon after, their divorce made headlines amid accusations of Waithe's infidelity with another actress. Social media erupted with criticism, sparking heated debates. Many in the Black community condemned her for tarnishing the image of Black queer women. As public outrage peaked, Waithe took to Twitter to refute the claims, insisting the divorce was a mutual decision unrelated to cheating. But few believed her. Meanwhile, she began dating Cynthia Erivo, and this relationship faced further media scrutiny and endless gossip. 6. Janelle Mone, pansexual star with shocking love life secrets. Janelle Mone, celebrated for Moonlight and Hidden Figures, stunned fans not only with her talent, but also with her challenging journey to come out as pansexual posh lesbian. She boldly expressed her love for Tessa Thompson and declared herself queer, loving everyone in a Rolling Stone interview. However, upon acknowledging her same-sex relationship in 2018, Mone faced a fierce backlash. Some in the conservative Black community accused her of exploiting her queer identity to promote her album Dirty Computer. In 2019, intimate photos with another woman sparked shocking news of a breakup with Tessa Thompson. The ordeal didn't end there. Media continued to scrutinize and criticize her for infidelity in her personal life. The mounting pressure forced Mone to retreat from social media to escape excessive scrutiny. 5. Raven-Symon, Disney star isolated in a whirlwind of criticism and identity tragedy. Raven-Symon, the beloved star of That's So Raven and the Cheetah Girls, came out as a lesbian in 2013. Known for her wholesome roles, she shocked the public with a tweet supporting same-sex marriage, leaving conservative fans in utter disbelief. Immediately, she faced a fierce backlash. She was branded a betrayer of Disney's wholesome image. The media storm raged on, but the challenges didn't stop there. In 2015, when her relationship with model Asmarie Livingston ended, the situation escalated as Livingston publicly accused Raven-Symon of infidelity. Negative articles and malicious comments flooded the media, subjecting her to relentless pressure and scrutiny. Despite it all, Raven-Symon stood firm, living authentically and finding happiness when she married Miranda Pierman-Madej in 2020. Yet, her story carries the mark of loneliness and isolation in the eyes of a public that once adored a different version of her. 4. Cynthia Erivo, talented star with same-sex love. Torn apart by public outrage, Cynthia Erivo, the gifted actress known for Harriet and The Color Purple, came out as a lesbian in 2019. Despite her fame, she couldn't escape the fierce criticism that followed her revelation of a same-sex relationship. As soon as Erivo shared her journey of self-discovery and love for a woman, the public tore into her. Many religious fans in the UK and US, particularly in the Nigerian community, condemned her, accusing her of betraying cultural values. Harsh words flooded social media, making Erivo the center of a storm of criticism. When her relationship with Lena Waithe became headline news in 2021, the media dove in to stir up controversy, leading to a slew of articles mocking the same-sex love story of two Black stars. Erivo spoke out to defend her love, but behind it was profound loneliness and a sense of isolation from her community and family. She fought not only for her love, but also to be accepted by the public. 3. Samira Wiley, screen star exposed in a shocking lesbian secret scandal. Samira Wiley, star of Orange is the New Black and The Handmaid's Tale, is a talented actress caught in a painful scandal when she was outed in 2014. During an interview, a crew member inadvertently revealed that Wiley was a lesbian, thrusting her into harsh public scrutiny before she was ready to come out. The incident sparked deep fears of losing roles and her career in an industry notoriously conservative toward black queer actors. The ordeal didn't end there. When Wiley married writer Lauren Morelli in 2017, their love story became the focus of conflicting reactions. While many praised her love, a significant portion of the black community relentlessly criticized her, deeming the relationship unnatural or even a betrayal. The public pressure created a heavy emotional burden as Wiley fought to protect both her career and her right to live authentically. Yet Wiley persevered with resilience. In 2021, she welcomed her first daughter with Morelli, becoming a symbol of strength and defiance against the persistent prejudice surrounding her. 2. Javicia Leslie, bisexual superhero, facing outrage from Batwoman to her personal life. Javicia Leslie, known for her role as Ryan Wilder in Batwoman 2020-2022, stunned the public when she came out as bisexual in 2021. In a Health magazine interview, she shared her journey of embracing her sexual orientation, emphasizing that her relationships with women empowered her, drawing inspiration from queer stars like Sarah Paulson. However, this truth wasn't easily accepted. Immediately after coming out, Leslie faced intense criticism, particularly from conservative Batwoman fans. Many argued that her role as the first black superhero, combined with her queer identity, was a political stunt, turning her performance into a target of attack. But that wasn't all. In 2022, when paparazzi captured her in an intimate moment with a woman, the media storm reached its peak. Malicious comments spread everywhere, disrupting Leslie's personal life. Under suffocating social media pressure, she was forced to temporarily lock her accounts to protect herself. Yet, Leslie's story was never just personal. It was an ongoing fight to represent the black and queer community in an industry still rife with prejudice and discrimination. 1. Amandla Stenberg, The Hunger Games, star suppressed by her choice to come out. Amandla Stenberg, prominent for The Hunger Games 2012 and The Hate U Give 2018, stands out not only for her talent but also for her decision to come out. Her journey began in 2016 when she identified as bisexual in an interview. Less than 2 years later, Stenberg announced she was a lesbian and non-binary, sparking intense debate. Things grew more complex as she became a target of criticism from within the black community. In 2019, while starring in films addressing racial and gender intersectionality, some black audiences accused Stenberg of abandoning black culture to support queer issues. Facing harsh criticism, she didn't stay silent. On Instagram, Stenberg pushed back, expressing disappointment at the pressure from her own community. Her journey of self-discovery was never easy. She had to balance her black and queer identities in a society that constantly divides and demands perfection. Stenberg's tragedy lies not only in her inner struggle, but also in the persistent loneliness of never being able to please everyone. As you can see, the stories of these black lesbian actresses are not just about love, but also about the fight to live authentically, overcoming prejudice and bias. They deserve to be celebrated, don't they? Do you support their bold steps? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our other videos. This is just a small glimpse into the secrets behind Hollywood's glamour that you haven't yet explored.